Hi, welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner. Today we'll be previewing the Seahawks versus Washington football team. Just looking at it, initially, the big battle of the game is the Washington front seven versus the Seattle Seahawks offense. Can Washington stop the run and rain terror on Russell Wilson? Because, I mean, the last few games you have Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, and all those guys, Montez Sweat, just raining terror on teams, and a lot of Washington football fans were probably like, why do we keep spending all these first round picks on defensive linemen? Well, now you're starting to see it because, uh, all right, name the weakness in that D line right now. Just where are you going to run it? Inside? Okay. You have the two stars from Bama. You're going to run it outside? Oh, which direction? Chase Young's direction or Montez Sweat's direction? Secondly, the big concern here, the big thing that could maybe really benefit the Seahawks is the health of Alex Smith and Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson, I thought, was a really cool player coming out of Memphis. Okay, didn't know 100% if he's going to be used properly. If you watch the game on Thanksgiving, like he had a good year prior to that, but that was kind of a statement game. Like, oh yeah, by the way, every team, literally every team, passed on me at least once, and how do you like me now? So that'd be a huge loss if he's not healthy. I think the more important one, obviously, is Alex Smith, because quarterback's important. J.D. McKissick is kind of you could say maybe a poor man's Antonio Gibson. He can do a lot of stuff Antonio Gibson does, just not quite as well. And then they also have Peyton Barber, so they wouldn't be missing a whole lot of straight running, but Gibson just does it better. And then lastly, can the Seahawks get back to running the football? That's kind of the whole. Can they run the football? Because you can say what you want about the defense. The defense they have is just atrocious. Now, maybe with Jamal Adams back, we'll see their numbers get a little bit better because I think he is that big of a difference maker in the run, but also just big plays. But we'll see. I think that they're going to have to get back to running the football with Carlos Hyde and Chris Carson or DJ Dallas or whoever their running back is. And seemingly they've gone from Marshawn Lynch to just whoever is healthy and whoever can learn the offense. And for the most part, it's been pretty successful. So we'll see if they can get back to running the football.
No, excellent points. Excellent points. This is a game that I think is very cool because it's two guys that I've really enjoyed watching play the quarterback position, and Alex Smith, just absolutely the pro's pro. I mean, man, the guy's my hero. He didn't just break his leg. He didn't almost be forced out of football. He almost died, and he decided, hey, I want to go back and play football because that's what I love to do. And he said, for him as a dad, he really wanted to show his kids that anything can happen when you work hard.
Your mind to.
And that's just absolutely incredible. One of the greatest, not just football stories, that's one of the greatest sports stories. So for him to get this opportunity and lead them, potentially to a playoff berth, I don't have words. But on the other side, you're talking about establishing the run. We saw the Seahawks really unleash Russ and let Russ cook earlier in the season, and he was putting up ridiculous numbers. At one point, he was actually on pace for 60 touchdowns. That is absolutely absurd. But the thing is, we saw a couple losses. I made the joke that the Seahawks let Russ cook, and he burnt the house down. So then they took away his ability to cook. They got him out of the kitchen. Now we're seeing a lot of the play action game that we're used to seeing. Really more ball control. Chris Carson being healthy is a big factor for them. For Washington on the flip side, though, let's talk about it's a J.D. McKissick run game. They're a team that kind of brought him in originally, gave him a little shot. He couldn't stay healthy, so they cut him. He goes to Washington, and now he's a heck of a player for him. He's one of Alex Smith's favorite targets out of the backfield, which is coincidentally he was one of Russ's favorite targets as a third down back for them. So let's not sleep on the narrative that it's a J.D. McKissick revenge game, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think if Washington has Alex Smith at the helm running their offense, Washington has a fantastic chance to win. I don't think Alex Smith is going to throw for 400 yards, anything absurd like that. I think he's just going to run the offense. I think he's going to take care of it. McLaurin's a terrific receiver. He's proved that. He's earned that right. If Larry Fitzgerald thinks highly enough of you to endorse you, I will as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think, McLaurin will feast if Alex Smith was there. Alex Smith isn't there, and it's Dwayne Haskins.
His college teammate.
You're going to see McLaurin get a healthy dose of targets, but how is his rapport with everybody else? It's not like he came in and just lit it up whenever he relieved Alex Smith. And, there's a reason he was benched early on. So I would definitely, the final injury report's going to tell the story of this game, because we've got key injuries on both sides of the ball here.
Do you think that Dwayne Haskins is kind of a story, one of those players that they look at where they're going to get drafted in their financial future? Like, I'm going to be a first-round pick. I'm going to make, I'm going to be able to take care of my family. So they go that route. But as far as football development, do you think it would have helped for him to stay in college another year?
I don't think it would have mattered. And the reason I say that is when you play in that Ohio State spread system, when you're playing the level of competition, what would he have gained, in my opinion, from actually staying? Because it's not like his football IQ was going to increase that much more, because it's going to be the same information, if anything, he's going to lose guys like McLaurin that he got to play with. He's going to have, now granted, Ohio State's absolutely loaded with talent, but, he's going to have new guys he's got to kind of work with and develop with, and go that route. So, I think whenever you're slated to be a top 3 quarterback like he was in that class, you got to take the opportunity and go, because there's too many things that can happen. You could rupture an Achilles, tear an ACL, injure your back. You never know when the Ryan Shazier accident could happen to anybody. Mm-hmm. Absolutely anybody, anytime. So,
do you think Cardell Jones should have declared after he won the Natty?
No, and the reason somebody was in his ear saying, "Hey, we think you've got the talent to be a first-round pick." Absolutely. In a year, whenever you've refined your skills and you've gotten more under your belt, but you just saw the raw talent. You saw the arm cannon. You saw the mental toughness. I mean, all of it was there. The big size that you can't teach, obviously. But you get these guys that, people in the corner talking them up, hyping them up. It's like, unless you hear it directly from a scout that says, "Hey, we think that you are a first-round talent," and you hear it from more than one team, not just one team, you don't need to listen to whoever's in your corner, because, of course, mom, dad, uncles, coaches are going to have your back. That's what they're there for. Mm-hmm. It's whenever somebody that has no stake in your future, like an NFL scout, says, "Hey, man, we graded you as a first-round pick." That's when you declare, right? So you look at Cordell Jones, it's like, what was he thinking? You look at Dwayne Haskins, you go, was he ready? I didn't think he was pro-ready, because we hadn't seen a lot of pro style from him, and he gets drafted to a team that was trying to run a very heavy-set pro-style offense, and Jay Gruden and now Ron Rivera pound the ball, take care of it. He hadn't had any experience there, so I don't think it would have benefited him at all if he goes to the same destination. I'll put it that way.
If you can't get production out of an Ohio State quarterback running that scheme from, Norv Turner or Scott Turner that runs Air Coryell offense, it's not good. Because that's probably the closest transition one of those quarterbacks will ever make from their system in college to a professional system.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think that if Alex Smith and Gibson are healthy, I think the Washington football team has a shot, like a legitimate shot at beating the Seattle Seahawks and keeping, this roll going. But if Alex Smith's out, it's going to be an uphill climb. But if you have a different opinion, let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out other great content from the East West Football Network. Thank you.